What's up, guys? Welcome to our little rooftop session. I'm Daniel. This is my model Neil, and we're gonna do a round grad on Neil today. Kind of maintain the length that we have up top because he likes to slick it back, and we're just gonna get it to where it can continue to grow out nicely and show you what I'm doing. All right, so we're gonna start by fully saturating Neil's hair. How I start doing a round grad is I'll start right here, take diagonal backward sections, and this is pretty much where I start to set my guide. Now with every following section, we're going to take the previous section and over direct it forward. And as we come around the back of the head, start to direct my fingers backwards so we can stay close to the bone structure. You always want to protect the length up top. Save that for last. Side, I always take one section past the middle just to help secure balance. Once we have the top section down, we're going to do the exact same steps on this side and then connect it in the back. So starting again in the temple area, right over the top of the ear, bring that section down. As we come around the back, just bring my fingers in a little bit tighter, so that way my friend doesn't end up with wings. Again, focusing on taking the growth pattern out, saving that for later. And then you can see we start to meet up with our previous guide over on this side, and we just connect it. And I come up through the center. You can always give them the option of the rat tail, but I don't think Neil wants one today. No, so now we're going to start working on the top. In our consultation, we discussed that Neil likes to wear his hair backwards. Doesn't always like to style it, so we want to have it to where the weight will just fall backwards. Start with the center profile. Starting right here. So when we cut the sides, we can just refer back to the center. In this back section, we're going to take the guide from the back and then cut it 90 degrees off the head to create some round layers so it falls nicely. Once we get to the middle of the head, start to over direct a little bit backwards to protect some more of that length. And then we take our guide section that we just cut and split it right down the middle. Side of his head. Start to connect that into this and continue just like that up to the front of the head. So in the back, I'm just going to take some pie-shaped sections, and that'll create a nice layered effect. And then do a little bit of point cutting to take some of the weight out so it collapses nicely. And again, splitting and using that section as a guide. So I'm just going to go around and make sure that everything's nice and shapely with no trimmers. Comb everything backward. Continue to seal them in the shape. Downstairs so we can get to some outlets for styling purposes. We're just going to attack it the same way. Make sure the top is with the top, and we start with the sides. Come back around to the back, make sure the back is right, and then we'll start on the top. So the back right here is usually the last part that I complete the drying with, just because we're pushing all of the water back with this style. So starting with the width of my brush, grabbing these sections, pulling them up, and just directing them back and down. So then once it's dry, we'll go through and do some of the slack cutting, point cutting, whatever we have to do to take some of the weight out. So I'm going to start over on this side. This will also create a nice, almost like a wood grain texture. And repeating the same steps on this side. And this is all visual, just kind of seeing where there's hair sticking out and allowing it to collapse onto itself. So again, I'm just going to hit it with the blow dryer to get some of the loose hairs out, and then we'll go in with the styling product. So taking a generous amount of, I use the Crew Fiber. Get it nice and worked up in your hands, and always start in the back, otherwise you get the something about Mary thing going on. Focus really on getting it down to the root on top, and just work it from the front to the back, or rather the back to the front on the sides. Just for a nice brush back texture. And then at the end of the service, I like to go through and clean them up with my razor, just to get an extra fresh ending. In place of hot lather, I'm using Elegant Shave Gel. I wouldn't shave them dry. Right here, I like to go around and just kind of scan the hairline for any, call them antennas, any regular hairs that are just growing out of the hairline. Just clean it up a little bit, but you want to be careful to not cut into the hairline. And for the finishing touches, just bring in the sides, bring in the sides, kind of bring up and back the front, up and back in the front, and then to get a nice piecey texture, just go in with a detangler comb. I've seen people use fingers, I've seen people use tweezers. Just a little bit faster, gets that separation. Ready to go?